What is poppin', YouTube? Back again with another video. We are doing a 2023 mock draft 0 RB style. So we know 0 RB continues to be the rage in underdog drafts, and it's becoming more of the rage in redraft leagues. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, trying to get to 500 subscribers by the time the NFL season starts. So let's go. So we're going to be doing this draft in FantasyPros. We're going to randomize it, and we're just going to do it from whatever pick we get. Boom. So we get the 9th pick. We're doing your standard ESPN league. So we are on the board, and we're doing 0 RB. So who falls to us here? At the 109, we have Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, Devontae Adams is who, based on ESPN's rankings, you can go and decide. For me, I haven't put out my wide receiver rankings, but I do love me some Stephon Diggs when he falls this far. I mean, I'm taking Stephon Diggs. The fact that Tyreek Hill fell to 108 is kind of criminal, but I'm taking Stephon Diggs when we're going 0 RB, because with our goal and strategy of 0 RB, we are not taking a running back until round 6, round 7, and that's kind of my idea here. And falling back to us, we have Devontae Adams and A.J. Brown. Now, a lot of people are off Devontae Adams. I'll say that. I am not one of those people. I am not off Devontae Adams. So I will take Devontae Adams. As much as we can say that Devontae Adams, man, Caleb, it's been a struggle thinking about him, not with Derek Carr, with Jimmy G. He's proven that he essentially is an elite level fantasy football option year in and year out. And so we are back on the board in the 3rd round, and we got some good options. I mean, Keenan Allen is definitely an option. Lamar Jackson is definitely an option as QB4. I do love me some Lamar Jackson. Now, his ADP has continued to rise. We were able to get Lamar Jackson in a lot of redraft leagues in the middle of the 4th. That was a great value for me that I loved with Lamar Jackson. I just cannot do it here. And we're looking on the board. All our tight, TJ Hawkinson would be not a great pick. I'm going to go Keenan Allen here with our 0 RB strategy, knowing that he's tied to Justin Herbert, knowing that that offense is going to be taking the next step. And so we are back on the clock. Let's see who they're suggesting for us right now. Oh, Lamar Jackson fell back to us in the 4th. And this is the place that we really like, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, welcome to the team. If we're looking at my team so far, as we can kind of see, we've started to build it with Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, and Lamar Jackson. Now, this is the point of the draft where you can say, Caleb, are you looking at a running back? No. With going 0 RB, we are full in on 0 RB. So they're suggesting Miles Sanders, probably a great pick. We're not drafting Miles Sanders. We're going to fill out our running back roster a little bit late. Drake London, that's great, but we've already drafted 3 very solid wide receivers. So we're going to go, if we're looking, is George Kittle the best tight end available on the board? We're going to wait another round because I think there's 2. I think the difference between George Kittle, Dallas Goedert, Kyle Pitts, I'll kind of just take the best one available. We'll take Drake London. 4 straight wide receivers and a quarterback to go off the board. And we're back on the clock. It's my boy Kyle Pitts here. Yes, he is. They're recommending Dallas Goedert. I know I already drafted Drake London, but I'm going to draft Kyle Pitts because I think what we've seen out of Kyle Pitts as a rookie and what we saw out of him last season, even before he got hurt, he just needs even what he did with Matt Ryan, an old, beat up, washed up Matt Ryan. Great fantasy football production as a rookie. And last season, it was looking great. The metrics were looking great. He was just getting the ball thrown to him by Marcus Mariota, which wasn't great. So now we've essentially filled out our whole roster besides running back. And this is where it starts to get juicy. Since we went 0 RB, we're right here in round 7, and this is where I will take my first running back. I'll take Isaiah Pacheco. And while you might not feel great with Isaiah Pacheco being your RB1, it feels okay. It feels okay knowing the value, the points advantage that I'm going to get at my wide receiver spots. I think I'm going to get a points advantage at tight end. Depends on how you view Kyle Pitts. And of course, getting Lamar Jackson, a top 5 QB, makes me feel great about my points advantage there. And James Cook falls to us here in the 8th round. And we're going to smack James Cook. Josh Allen has said great things. Now, we can't take everything that we hear from camp reports. But the thing for me with James Cook, he did get that 2nd round draft capital last season. They did bring in Damian Harris, but James Cook is the most explosive back in that backfield. So they're going to hand the ball off to anybody. It's going to be James Cook. So getting him as my RB2 feels okay. And like I said, now from here, we're just going to be taking value that falls to us the best. So we could just continue to really hammer RB because we need it. And that's probably what I need to do here. Rashad Penny, Jamal Williams, and Damian Harris. As much as I would love to take Jamal Williams, we still need, with Alvin Kamara's suspension, Kendre Miller, it feels, I guess I'm going to go Rashad Penny, but we'll see who falls to us at our next running back spot. I do like Rashad Penny this season just purely based on the fact that he put up decent. He was a little bit explosive. We loved him in Dynasty. Sad it was never able to work out with his injuries for the Seattle Seahawks. We're back here on the clock, and we're going to draft Zach Charbonnet. Now, a lot of people are off Zach Charbonnet purely based on the fact that Zach Charbonnet is in the backfield with Kenneth Walker. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to really consider the fact that Zach Charbonnet was a 2nd round pick, and that Zach Charbonnet was drafted by this regime to be a solid running back. And even if Kenneth Walker gets 60% of the touches beginning of the season, by the time we're talking week 8, week 9, that is going to be about a 50-50 split. And if something happens to Kenneth Walker, all wheels up for Zach Charbonnet. I know he's battling with a shoulder injury, but that already seems to be reported that he is doing fine. And we're back on the board here. And like I said, we need to fill out our roster a little bit more. So Nico Collins was going to be who I about selected. No can do. There's some very solid backup quarterbacks here, but we're going to draft Sky Moore. I know we have elite level wide receivers, but you're going to need those backups, and getting the wide receiver 2 on the Kansas City Chiefs offense feels really great. We're back on the board, and somehow Dak Prescott continues to fall. We're going to draft Dak. Dak Prescott honestly could be a top 8, top 9 QB. I think a lot of people are disrespecting Dak Prescott, considering the fact that if we remember before he broke his foot in those top 5 games, he was the QB1 on a fantasy points per game. When he has the offense around him, when the offense is humming, Dak Prescott is amazing. So I do love me some Dak Prescott. So that is why I took Dak Prescott there. We're looking at running back, wide receiver, and we're just going to continue to hammer both those. We got 2 more picks. Tight end, we're probably just going to play the waiver wire for another tight end. We feel decent enough having Kyle Pitts. So we'll take Nico Collins, a high value player for the Houston Texans. A lot of people are loving Tank Dell. There's a lot of people loving a lot of these other Texans wide receivers, and I think it's because Nico Collins and CJ Stroud, it's just that Ohio State connection that nobody's liking. I do like Nico Collins. I like the profile. He was a 5-star prospect coming out of high school, so imagine him finally getting a quarterback, continue to develop, and we're on the clock with our last pick, and here we could go a few ways. You got Zamir White behind Josh Jacobs. The offense is going to be bad, or Tajay Spears behind Derrick Henry. We're going to go with Zamir White just purely based on the fact that we think if something happens, of course, to Josh Jacobs, that Zamir White might do okay. So if we look at our 0 RB team that we just drafted, we have Lamar Jackson, Isaiah Pacheco, James Cook, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Kyle Pitts, Keenan Allen, Drake London, Rashard Penny, Zach Charbonnet, Sky Moore, Dak Prescott, Nico Collins, and Zamir White. And you could say, yeah, Caleb, it looks weak at running back. I totally hear you. But all it takes is for Isaiah Pacheco, James Cook, and some of these running backs on the bench. It takes, if some of them can just put up back-end RB1 numbers, that's all this team needs to excel. I mean, you're having a positional advantage at quarterback. We could have gotten a better positional advantage at tight end, but I still think Kyle Pitts is an advantage at tight end compared to probably 6 or 7 other of your teams in your league. And then just look at those wide receivers. I mean, no other team has those wide receivers. And like we've said, when you have studs at wide receiver, it really helps build out the rest of your roster so you know who you're drafting and who you're putting in your lineup on a week-to-week basis. So if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You're going to be putting a lot more content each and every day going forward. So appreciate you guys for all being here. Hit you on the next one. Peace.